Would you give Mr. Tom Brady?
I gave him a D, which is passing.
A D?
Yeah, I gave him a D. Because he played well. He's played well in the first half. When I look at it, he played worse in the second half than he played good in the first half. And the defense was outstanding. They had gifted him a touchdown. They took the ball away from the Packers right away and gave him a short field. I think it was on the 8-yard line, one play in the end zone. And then they scored 3 points the rest of the way. In the second half, Skip Bayless keep telling you Aaron Rodgers was terrible. Aaron Rodgers was terrible. But this is what Tom Brady's numbers were in the second half. He was 7 of 14 with 3 interceptions. That's what Tom Brady was in the second half. Brady is the only quarterback in the last 20 seasons to throw 3 interceptions in the second half and still win the ball game. That's how rare what he did was. So even though he threw 3 interceptions, Jim, did we got any of that footage? It really could have been 5. Because the throw before he threw to Scotty Miller, that ball should have been picked. Do we got that? We ain't got that. Because I want to know, because, you know, he knew. But see, what he knew the guy was going to drop it, so that's why he threw it. That should have been a pick. That should have been a pick. Look at this. That should have been a pick. That would have been number 4. And then he throws one down the hole. We all think we got that one. The one that Chris Godwin caught down the middle of the field, there was no reason for him to throw that ball because that single high safety, there's a safety in the hole. Chris Godwin makes an unbelievable play on the ball. Give Chris Godwin credit. So for me, Skip, at the end of the day, look at this. There's no way he should. There's a whole safety. You don't throw that. Give Chris Godwin credit. But Skip Bayless is going to say that was Tom Brady because, you know, that's Tom, you know. That was a bad read. Whole safety, you don't throw that ball, but he did. And Kansas City, I understand how I played in the league 14 years. And I know a lot of times we see wide receivers come in the game, we think possession, we think slot. When Scotty Miller comes into the game, he's a burner. They're looking to get him down the field. So don't you underestimate what he is. If you notice, he probably has gotten more goal balls thrown than probably Mike Evans. Skip. Now, they don't always get complete. Sometimes they get a pass interference, which is just as good as a catch in some situations. Don't underestimate this dude. I don't know what Kenny King was thinking, but Skip, he passed. Skip, he was horrible in the second half.
By the way, who was the first to bring up little Scotty Miller soon after Tom Brady signed with Tampa Bay? And somebody across the table from me laughed when I brought up little Scotty Miller. Oh, yeah, what? He's another little Amendola type? Right. I said, nope, he's not. He runs 4.3, and Tom will fall in love with little Scotty Miller. I was the first set. He'd only caught like 6 or 7 balls the year before from Jameis. But he can fly. 7th-round draft pick out of Bowling Green. And he's exactly what Tom will say. I like his guts. I like his heart. Right. He wears his eye black. He does X's under, you know, like for it's like pirate eye black. Right?
He thought of the day. He got the X up.
He's got throwing up the X. And the point is that he is Amendola or Edelman with serious speed.
Yeah, they could never run like this.
Okay, so on that play in question, they go, as I recall, I think it's trips left. So all of a sudden, it's hard to defend because Kevin King gets stuck on him and man, and he just run. It was like an angled go route where he angles past him.
Yeah, he's running a rail. He's going to get to his point from a tight position.
And then all of a sudden, once he goes, and again, they think Brady's playing for a last-second field goal with an 8-yard completion with 1 second left, and that's the end of that deal. And Brady, who has Shannon Sharp says he's lost a lot of his arm strength. I don't know how he does this. He just puts all these balls right on the money.
I feel very comfortable in saying that was the second worst defensive call of the season behind Greg Williams' bomb blitz.
Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to give your D an F, and I'm going to dismiss it or qualify it or unqualify it as just straight Brady hate, because this is the man you have said for 4 straight years should just go home and stay home.
What about the second half? Are you going to do anything about that?
I'm going to give Tom Brady for his effort yesterday an A-, and I will give you the minus because of one bad interception in the second half.
Are they good interceptions?
But I'm going to say it again. The first half set the tone, the circumstances, the degree of difficulty is this is Aaron Rodgers on his turf, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. All we heard all last week was, I finally got my dream to come true.
Yes.
I got a home NFC championship game, and no quarterback in the history of this league had ever gone more regular season games without a home NFC or AFC championship game than Aaron bleepin' Rodgers. So he got what he wanted, and all of a sudden Brady and his defense is down both safeties. So you have two backup safeties through the second
like
half.
Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu. Stop it.
Hey, Antoine Winfield Jr. is the equivalent of to that defense because he became the quarterback, the leader, and the playmaker. Who made the play of the game at New Orleans? Antoine Winfield Jr., a rookie second-round pick from Minnesota whose father was a really good NFL player. Okay, so Tom Brady yesterday, I counted 6 drops, but if you want to give him 5, but the one that stuck in my craw was the one at the 5-yard line that Mike Evans had right there. I just think Shannon Sharp, Hall of Famer, is going to catch that ball.
Well, Skip, it's
6 feet 5 inches tall.
But Skip, it's hard to run full speed and be able to jump like that. Now, if it was like, if he could have gathered himself, sure. But you have to understand, Mike Evans is running full speed. You can't jump as high running full speed as you could if you're under control.
Unless you gather yourself and make a play for it. And I did not think he made a good play for the ball. He's
running with Tom zipped, give Tom credit. Tom had some juice on it. But I don't think that was just a bad throw, Skip.
I don't think it was a bad throw. I thought it was a catchable throw. What do you always tell me? If a man puts 2 hands on a football, you should catch it. It hits him in the hands, and Tom is trying to throw it where the 6'5" guy can catch it. And it's just bad luck that it goes right through both hands. He got both hands on the ball, and Jair is just sitting there. That's just a bad luck interception.
Hell, at first I thought he was throwing it to Scotty Miller. You see Scotty?
No, I didn't. I thought it was to Mike Evans, and it could have been ball game. If you catch that, it could be game over at that point.
Because when Brady threw it, he started jumping. So I'm like, okay, are you jumping because you threw it high or you missed through it?
Okay, so I told you the first interception that he threw was just a jump ball where he's just saying, I got to make a play. Aaron's going to make a whole lot of plays against my 2 backup safeties. So I got to make a play. I'm going to throw Mike a jump ball. And I think going to the Super Bowl, they can't throw Mike as many jump balls. I don't see as many. They're also looking for a pass interference because Jair's got him single coverage.
If you don't mind me asking, why would he do that when his defense is dominating up until that point? So why would he need to take it upon himself to say, you know what, Aaron is going to make these plays when Aaron had not made any plays up until that point?
I told you they had just lost Jordan Whitehead, the other safety. So you're down both your safeties, and your quarterback is not there of your defense.
I get all.
He's just saying, remember, he's the ultimate game manager. If that's what you want to call him, that's usually a derogatory term, but I'm using it as chess over checkers. He's saying, I got to make one more big play. We need a pass interference.
Why?
I need to throw it up so that Mike can get a pass interference on Jair because that's what happens when you're 6'5" on 6 feet.
Skip, you see the excuses that you make? The man throws the interception. Instead of you saying that it was a bad read, a bad throw, you said he did this because he was worried about what Aaron Rodgers might do, considering Aaron Rodgers hadn't done that to this point.
So could we see all the drops that Tom Brady suffered through yesterday and never lost his poise or cool? Aaron Rodgers would have lost his mind on these 5 drops if we could see them. Here we go.
Devontae dropped a touchdown.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Oh, thank you, Leonard. We got to catch that.
Yeah, that would have been tackle for a loss. That was a good thing you dropped that one.
Okay, Leonard, you got to catch that. You got to catch that. You just got to catch that. Those are drops. Drops. Oh, what? Chris Godwin, you got to catch that. You ranked #1 last year.
That was
that's Chris Godwin.
That was definitely a drop.
And then Mike Evans. Mike, what are you doing? I got to tell you, the stage got a little too big for Mike Evans yesterday. It just did. He's losing balls in the air. He can't find them. These are jump balls. These are throws where you got to make the play. Make the play.
If a quarterback throws the ball and the guy sticks his hand out there, you can't automatically assume everybody's going to make an Odell Beckham catch on every throw.
Was that last one to Mike Evans requiring an Odell Beckham?
No, I'm just saying. But I'm saying, you throw. Come on, Skip. Let me ask you a question. Is Leonard Fournette known for his hands? Is Leonard Fournette?
He's been really good this year. Yes. He's caught a bunch of big. He caught the big. They went for it on 4th down before this guy. He made a nice catch. It hit him right there, but he caught it.
If you say he's throwing
caught some touchdown passes.
If you say he's throwing that to Alvin Kamara, I'm gonna say, okay, Skip. you're right. Kamara needs to catch that. But I'm not looking at Leonard Fournette as a receiver of the football. Can he catch? Yeah, he'll catch a few. But normally they're like screen plays and plays that are, right there. No, I'm not looking at that. But Skip, you can't do that. Tom Brady made terrible decisions on several plays. He got bit 3 times. A couple other times he could have gotten bit. You can't do that.
As I told you, Tom Brady simply played the greatest first half of his playoff career, set the tone for the game. He cashed the turnover with 1 play in the red zone at 1st and goal at the 8.
Yes.
And all of a sudden it's 28-10. And because of all that body of work, QBR said he had a 75 for the game, which is very good, scale 0 to 100. Aaron winds up with a 67 because he fell apart in the 4th quarter in which he was 4 of 11. So if Tom Brady deserves a D, then you got to give Aaron what, an F?
So let me ask you a question.
You're going to give him an F?
So Aaron Rodgers fell apart.